Jason Spangler, the SanteeSwapper, back with another unboxing. This time I've got 35 pounds worth of scouting memorabilia that arrived to my house. Ooh, this is going to be a fun one. I enjoyed talking to this guy on the phone. He actually went to the 1971 World Scout Jamboree. And if you know a little bit of the story there, that one was held in Japan. And they just so happened to have a huge storm blow up. I guess, I don't know what you call it out in Asia. It's not, it's a tsunami or a typhoon. I'm sorry, it was a typhoon. And so that, a lot of memories from that. Really enjoyed talking to the guy on the phone, kind of getting his scouting history and story. He actually, at the time, his family was living in Hawaii. His dad was in the military and he moved all around. In fact, you know, I grew up in South Carolina on an Air Force base, and he had been to Shaw Air Force Base where I was born. And so we just talked for a long time, really enjoyed the conversation. We made a deal to purchase these items. I've already sent him the check and paid for them. He shared pictures with me through the internet. And so now what I want to do is do the unboxing and let you see what I got. This first box is the heavier box. I know there's going to be some books in there. Now, normally I try not to buy books because most scouting handbooks, they made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of every edition. And now, even many, many years later, they're not very valuable. But I made an exception in this case, not only because I just wanted to purchase the entire collection and get those items, but also because he happened to have books in here that were much, much older than his time in scouting in the 70s. And so they're kind of cool. So let's get into that first. And then the second box has more of the patches and all the other stuff. So this is going to be kind of a nice broad collection. I don't know how much he did as far as trading goes, but as you can see with these two boxes, 35 pounds, he's been hauling this stuff around, you know. And if you kind of think about sort of a military brat, a lot of traveling in his family back and forth. But you know, he had these great memories of scouting. He told me about his dad being a leader and stuff, and that's of course how he, being in the military, one of the kids in the military, he got around. So yeah, really kind of fun to get into this. All right, we got some little bubble air things. Oh, okay, interesting. So let me see if I can lift this out. It's gonna be pretty heavy. Whoa, okay, all right. Ugh. So let's slide it out and see what's in here. So I can easily tip this up for you guys to see. And essentially what you're gonna see there is there's a whole bunch of books. But as I mentioned, these are much older books. They do not belong to that era of the 70s. And I think what happened here was that his dad probably collected these or went to maybe antique malls and picked these up. And so just a lot of really great old scout books here. You know, I wouldn't say a very advanced collection of scout handbooks because I've always been kind of a threadhead, if you will. I've been sort of a patch guy. But when I saw pictures of these, I knew that, you know, generally speaking, when I'm talking to people, they're kind of ready to get rid of stuff and to sell stuff. And I couldn't pass up these really super old books. I mean, definitely something like this set of handbooks for Scoutmasters, this hardback copies. These are things that I could probably give as a gift more than the monetary value of trying to sell them, because they're just really, really classic and old. In fact, this is another handbook for Scoutmasters that's really, really old and definitely somebody would be interested in. Then we've got another handbook for Scoutmasters. So this might have been something that maybe his dad was collecting these. There's a handbook for skippers here for Sea Scouts, which again, nice little hardback copy. And so this is just some really nice classic old stuff. And so I just couldn't pass it up. I generally speaking, as I mentioned, I try not to get books because for what I do, they're so heavy, it's just not worth it to mail them. This was a 20-pound box that I just opened, and I don't know how much it cost. But if these were all, you know, 1970s era scout handbooks, pamphlets, whatever, it just would not have been worth the weight to ship them. But as you can see, this was kind of the exception. There's really some cool stuff in here. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and dig all the way down to the bottom because there's really cool. Check this out. The Boy Scout Yearbook. I think I've seen this before, and I think this is really old. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, I better be careful with the spine because it's already getting a little crackled here. So hopefully you can see that 1919 is the date on this. And so that is just super freaking cool. I mean, 1919, the BSA is less than 10 years old. Yeah, I'll pay to have that shipped. So that is super cool. I'm gonna be, again, careful with this spine because I don't want to damage that at all. All right, so I've got the second box open, and sure enough, this is gonna be the stuff that I'm probably more interested in, although I did like those books. Here's a box that actually has his dad's name on it. It turns out his dad was a lieutenant colonel in the military. My dad retired as a master sergeant. All right, let's see what we got here. So, 1973 Jamboree neckerchief. Gosh, God, I've seen so many of those. Here we go, some more stuff. Now, I did mention to you that this guy was in Hawaii, and so it's really kind of cool to see this lodge neckerchief from Hawaii. That may be one of the most interesting things in the collection, honestly. Here's another Jamboree neckerchief, NISA, Philmont, and then this would be the World Scout Jamboree. That would be the contingent neckerchief the BSA wore. He's got a couple of those in here. Then also here is as again I said, he was in the OA in Japan, or not in Japan, he went to the World Jamboree in Japan, but that's an OA neckerchief from that area. And then here's some other, let me swap these out. Here's some other camp neckerchiefs. This box is kind of the neckerchief box. Rough River Reservation has a map on it. I always like ones that have maps on the back. 1969 Jamboree. Pull the rest of the guys out of here. A really nice looking troop neckerchief. You know, troop neckerchiefs don't always get a lot of respect. Here's a district neckerchief. This is Aloha Council. I've actually seen some things kind of similar to that has some of the native patterns on it. And then I'm not really sure what this guy would be, whether that would be some kind of a troop patch. Obviously, here's a camp patch or camp neckerchief from Hawaii. That's pretty cool. And then finally, this is going to be his World Jamboree contingent neckerchief. That would be one that is unopened. So there's some really nice neckerchiefs here. The Jamboree ones I get all the time. I'm not kidding. Every collection I get has a 73 Jamboree neckerchief in it. But these other ones I'm very happy with. So again, I have seen pictures of what's in this collection, and what's intriguing to me is that this guy was at the World Jamboree, but then also he did scouting in lots of different areas because he was part of the military. So look, see here what we've got. So this looks to be a lot of Jamboree stuff. More Jamboree. Here's some OA flaps. Some rounds. Different size patches here. Not sure what that is. We'll definitely get into that and see. Merit badge sash. Love to see that. I believe in this collection he mailed me his Eagle medal. So one thing that I'm really tempted to do, if indeed that's true, and I have the incomplete collection here, is I'm tempted to kind of put together a little display that would have his small like shadow box that would have, you know, the fact that he went to the 71 Jamboree, World Jamboree, and his merit badge sash and his Eagle medal, and just kind of keep it together. For whatever reason lately, I've kind of gotten into that more of just wanting to have, instead of like getting collections and kind of just selling it all, like what can I keep as like a little historical piece, because I'm really getting more into doing displays. All right, let me show you this, because when I saw this in the pictures, I was wondering, what is this? And I look at it and I confess, I still don't know what it is. It's like a photocopy or a decal, but these are lodges from Hawaii, and that's the lodge from Guam, and it's kind of like a decal sheet. But they're hand drawn. I mean, this is really kind of unusual. And there's 2 copies of it. So, I mean, I'll set it here for you to see. I don't really know what this is. It's cool. I mean, it's sort of a photocopy, hand drawn. I don't know what that is. When I saw it in the picture, I knew it wasn't like, I didn't know what to think. Now that I've seen it in person, I still don't know what to think. All right, so we got a little pouch here with some belt buckles. There's a nice little OA buckle there. Now, let me show you this one. I confess, I've actually never seen this belt buckle before in my life that I can remember. This little small one, I don't ever remember seeing that. I actually, the earlier one there, I've seen plenty of. So that's kind of cool. If you find something that you've never seen before, now OA belt buckle, maybe it's not that exciting, but still something you haven't seen before, that's pretty cool. Let's see what's in this box. I'm kind of curious to see. Some stuff definitely jingling around in here. So this might be sort of a little keepsake box that might have some interesting pieces in it. So we'll show that to you. Aha, here we go. Again, another OA belt buckle. And then here is his Eagle Scout medal. And so I'll lay that there. You can see that he was pretty accomplished, had 3 palms, so definitely earned a lot of merit badges. I've seen pictures of the, oh, and check out this. This is a Hawaiian medal from the Aloha Council. So that's pretty cool. Definitely never seen anything like that before. God and Country, of course, this is going to be a Protestant religious award. The ribbon's a little turned around, but let's see if I can lay that down for you to see there. So that is not an uncommon award to see, but again, just in terms of the idea of sort of putting together a display, this might be something pretty cool to put together. All right, so let's just grab a random bag and kind of see what's in here. Now, this actually could be pretty interesting. I'm not sure I've seen that before. Turk District of the Aloha Council. So typically your red and white shoulder strips are going to have the council name, but they're not going to have a district name included. I'm trying to remember. I don't really recall seeing that before, other than, say, for example, with the Transatlantic Council, they would have the names of the countries on the bottom. But to say Turk District, that does not ring a bell. I'll have to really kind of research that one. That might be interesting to see. So what I'll try to do here is just put up things that I think are kind of maybe interesting to you, the things I haven't seen before. You know, obviously anything from Hawaii is kind of interesting to me because I haven't seen that stuff before. Here's some other OA patches. Real pretty American patch from there. Oh, okay, Hickman Air Force Base, again, military collection. So you're going to see a lot of military-based patches here. Great old Snoopy the Red Baron patch, not a BSA patch, but that is a winner. That's really cool. Ichakadi from Florida, beautiful patch there. Here's a great, oh man, this is a beautiful Conclave patch from Hawaii. That will be a keeper, 1972. I love that. Then here's just some other region patches, which I've got tons, millions of, seen them all the time, so not going to worry about that. So the first bag was a hit. Some really cool patches, definitely from Hawaii, which again, don't see those very often, so very excited. Let's just kind of go for another odd-shaped patch bag. Let's see what else is in here. I'll save some of the OA pieces maybe for last. So again, what is good here? Oh, once again, cool. Check out that Hawaii Conclave patch. He really must have been in Hawaii for quite a while because he's got several patches here. As mentioned, his dad was, I think, in the Air Force and was stationed in Hawaii. And so I'm just flipping through here. This one's kind of different. I don't, you know, sometimes you see patches and you're like, have I seen that before? And so one of these, this is a Troop Leader Development patch, Philmont Scout Ranch. I mean, this patch generically is pretty familiar to me, but being taught at Philmont Scout Ranch, that's not that familiar to me, actually. So again, some more stuff from Hawaii. Then there's some random things. Here's an, oh my gosh, I gotta show you this one, guys. This is a National Exploring Surfing Conference. Never seen that before. It's Hawaii, man. Why not? If you're gonna have Explorer Conference in Hawaii, why not have it be a surfing conference? Yes. All right, here's another Conclave patch. So I'm loving these Hawaii patches, if you can't tell. All right, so more just little activity patches here. Nothing too interesting. All right, we'll set that to the side. All right, let's go for the rounds. Usually round patches are not going to be anything too exciting. So let me just flip through them real fast and kind of tell you just some real easy peasy things. Here's something you sometimes see, maybe you guys haven't seen before. So this was a travel patch. That was actually a private issue patch that a travel company put out for that World Jamboree. Sometimes you see that and you think that might be, sort of official BSA or something, but it's not. Let me throw a couple of these up here because I'm seeing a couple of other things from Camp Lewis Ernst. And it's ironic, the last unboxing that I did last month had an Indiana collection, and there was a bunch of stuff from Camp Lewis Ernst in there as well. Here's another patch from Hawaii. Again, you can tell I'm excited about the Hawaii stuff. That's kind of a different looking San Francisco Bay Area Council patch. I've not seen this one either. Here's a Maui County Council, Hawaii. That's a CP. They call that a council patch because it doesn't have a date or an event on it, but I haven't seen that one before as well. So definitely getting excited about that. I will pass over this. This is a bag of, looks like 1977 National Jamboree stuff. Well, maybe I won't pass it up because there's some stuff in here I don't recognize. See, just when I want to make things go fast, I slow down. Yeah, check that out. Tyndall Medical Explorers Club. I mean, Medical Explorers is definitely BSA, and then there's a couple, all three of these, no, all four of these will have different titles on it. That says member, and then these have some other positions. So that is really, really kind of different. Here's his Eagle Scout patch, by the way, which can kind of go with that whole presentation that I want to put together. All right, let's look at some OA, and then we'll kind of round this thing up. So I'll throw the OA guys up here. The Hawako, some of these are pretty common, and then we get to the Hawaii ones. Yay! All right, so that is a keeper. That's beautiful. That is just beautiful flat there. Wow, Lodge 554 from Hawaii, 20th anniversary. Never had that patch before. Never really can say that I've seen it. That's beautiful. Oshaka from down in South Florida, and then this one here as well. These other ones are ones I've seen plenty of. Let's get to the last bag of flaps. So that's the Lodge 555, sort of the international when you had scouts, or mostly professional scouts. The one there, 253. Got to have your Malibu. So I'll throw these guys up there. Another Hawaii flap. So there was some trading going on, definitely. You know, not every OA patch from the 1970s was a slam dunk winner, but he just did a lot of trading, and that's fine as well. Here's another really pretty one from Hawaii. And this one is from Ustoga, but that's an unusual design that I don't remember seeing before. So I'll have to look that one up. And then again, more of these guys. So probably altogether, maybe there's 20, 25, 30 flaps. And I will definitely go through those and see if any of them fit my collection. I really like some of the ones that were beautiful. All right, finally, I will not open this bag. So this bag is all 1973 Jamboree, 77 Jamboree, and then also the 71 World Jamboree that he went to, the one in Japan. I say that. There is one thing in here, I'm looking at the back, I'm like, what the heck is this? So there are some jacket patches back here. And this is the one that I looked at, I'm like, well, you know, here's a Philmont jacket patch that's kind of big. I don't quite see many of those. And then here's a really beautiful, again, this beautiful Hawaiian patches, OA patches that I've never seen before because I just don't ever get OA collections from Hawaii. So that is super beautiful. I love that. Let's take a look at the sash. You know, the guy had 3 palms. So there's merit badges falling out everywhere. I don't know that his mom had room to sew them all on. And so this is a really cool sash because you've got the front and the back. The front is totally loaded, the back as well. And then he's got a whole handful of merit badges that I can only assume he earned, but maybe never got them sewn on. Can't really say. But again, if I make a little shadow box for this guy, that's where that can go. Last little bag here. I don't know what's in here. Usually when you see things in little tissues, it means there's little pins or things that someone thought were fragile, so might be worth a look. Oh, cool. This was worth a look. So check that out. That is a Cloisine neckerchief slide from a lodge in California, Catalino Lodge. And so that's beautiful. Glad I opened this one up. I know people collect these because a lot of lodges made these, including my home lodge. And so that's super cool. So it looks like this is kind of the neckerchief slide. That's a beautiful Hawaiian neckerchief slide. You can see by that. Then of course a Philmont slide, which dime a dozen, see them all over. 73 Jamboree. Yeah, let's see if there's another big winner in here. Here's a nice looking Eagle Scout one. That's, you know, with an eagle, that's pretty good. Some other, these looks about like the little Philmont ceramic ones I've seen a ton of. So, and the last little thing is this little box. I actually have one of these sitting on top of my dresser. Yes, I am a grown man, but I still have one of those sitting on top of my dresser that I keep knickknacks in. that go on my uniform, like my wood badge beads and those kind of things whenever I need to grab them. So all together, this gentleman, his first name's Jeff. I was really happy to, number one, talk to him, kind of get his scouting story. We connected on many levels because having both been kind of Air Force brats and they crossed over the same territory a few times. Of course, I didn't go to the 71 World Jamboree and have to deal with a typhoon, but I enjoyed hearing his stories, and especially the opportunity to get these patches from Hawaii, because again, I don't think I've ever bought a collection where I got so many patches from Hawaii. Many of these I've never seen before, and I think they're really beautiful. So I look forward to putting those into my collection. And then also, as I said, kind of my thing I'm trying to do from now on is not just take everything I get from a collection and just throw it into the box with all the other stuff, but trying to say, okay, well, these are the key pieces. So like, for example, in the case of Jeff, we have the merit badge sash. And as I mentioned, these medals, including his Eagle medal. So kind of putting together maybe one nice frame that has that, and 71 World Jamborees, that kind of stuff. So kind of tell the story. So anyways, Jason Spangler, the SanteeSwapper, thank you for watching my unboxing. If you enjoyed this, if you're interested in scouting memorabilia, definitely go to my YouTube channel. I have over 20, probably getting close to 30 now, unboxing videos. My website scoutpatchcollectors.com, has filled with all kinds of information. You can see my newsletter, my podcast, all the stuff I've got going on. So thanks very much again. Jason Spangler, the SanteeSwapper.